What is up, citizen detectives? Welcome to Yellowjackets Buzz. Oh my God, so much to talk about this week. I am Glenn Rubenstein, joined by NYC Demon Diva Issa. And today, we're talking about Season 3, Episode 4, 12 Angry Girls and 1 Drunk Travis. This was an eventful episode. A lot happened. Yeah. Shockingly so. Issa, we were talking about this before and saying, we thought this was just going to be a regular episode, move the story along. It's only episode 4. We got 10 episodes in the entire season, 6 more to go. And that ending, oh my God.
I'm fascinated by this season. Every episode has managed to blow me away even more and more. I'm so excited to talk about it with you. And my dog is as well.
Yes. Lottie Matthews.
I can't. No, I think that's fake. That's gotta be a deep fake.
It's not. No. Simone Kessel, who plays Lottie Matthews, has been doing media interviews. Says this is real, and we're gonna find out in episode 10 who killed her.
Stop, Glenn. It's fake. It's a deep fake, and I'm sticking to that.
Rest in peace, Lottie Matthews.
Stop. She's not dead.
She loved the wilderness and TJ Maxx, and
Max Bucks.
And Max Bucks and the finer things in life.
Yeah. Oh my God. I can't. How is the leader? No way.
Okay, we'll talk about it. We'll get into it all. There's a lot to unpack.
Let's do it.
Okay, so the episode opens. Coach Ben, they're leading him back. He's walking on crutches, and the team is figuring out what is going on. What are they going to do about all of this now that they've got him? If you're Coach Ben in this situation, how screwed do you think you are, ultimately?
On a scale of what? What's the scale? On a scale of 0 to Javi?
I mean, Javi technically was okay until he wasn't.
No, I mean on a scale of 0 to getting cut up to feed everybody.
Oh, yeah. Well, and he talks about that later in the episode, right?
Yeah.
He had a reason.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's pretty. I mean, I would assume if I'm him that I'm pretty screwed, but I would definitely try to take out someone for it. The snitch. You know what they say about snitching.
It's true. That Mari, you love.
I can't believe Mari did him like that.
I know. I don't want to fit out. But even, I don't know. We'll talk about this. But even with the evidence that was presented and everything, were you yelling at the screen and just saying, but what about this? But what about this?
I was.
Yeah.
But it was a damn good trial. And I know we'll get into it as it goes on. But they did a great job.
I loved, we'll talk about this. I love shows when they decide they're going to do a twist on something through the lens of the show. So when it's Yellowjackets, hey, everybody, we're going to have a trial. It's please, next episode, can they start a business? In the third episode, can they turn their village into a hotel? I really, really enjoy those episodes of TV shows when they just adopt it's the best. And
go full in on it. You know what I mean?
And I want that. I want an episode where they turn it actually into an actual summer camp. Maybe a soccer camp. That'd be nice.
A soccer summer camp.
Yes. You know what it kind of reminded me of?
What?
When they were showing the gavel and they had the airplane seat as the judge's chair and everything. Yeah. I was like, this is a little Gilligan's Island, but I love it.
You know what? That's a fair comparison to make. I agree.
Yeah, because in Gilligan's Island, they would have that a lot. We made this island version of a courtroom using the junk that we had and some stuff from nature. It was very good. That.
You gotta get creative, and they have killed it this season with the creativity.
Absolutely. Well, they are literally crafty in an arts and crafts sense, which is good at a summer camp.
Literally.
Yeah, you want arts and crafts at a summer camp. I think that's really important. So with that in mind, Coach Ben is being led back to base camp. They don't have a name for it. They also need a name for it. That's important.
What would you name it?
It's a good question. I think soccer camp would be funny.
Soccer camp.
or soccer camp or summer camp. I feel like they should start calling it like their wilderness retreat, maybe.
Yellowjackets retreat.
Yes. But Shauna and Akila and Van are talking about their shared dream.
The dream, right?
A 6 out of 10, according to Shauna, on her crazy dream meter.
I was like, what kind of dreams are you having if that was a 6 out of 10? Also, I felt that. Can't relate because I've had some crazy dreams.
Yeah, I mean, they're all dreams, right? I mean, we think about,
Are
or
they?
they're all crazy. Well, no, all dreams are crazy when you think about it. I mean, like, you're laying in bed, your mind is free associating and wildly hallucinating as if these things are actually happening.
Right.
And maybe if something really crazy happens, you'll wake up. Otherwise, you just ride with it. And it's like, why am I robbing a bank with my second grade teacher? And then, afterwards going to the Peach Pit from 90210. Like, that's a dream, man. Like, that's how dreams work. Just you weave in and out of stuff. And then I told my father about my issues with him, and then I woke up.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, but that's how dreams work. And in fact, if you want to make your dreams extra spicy, develop a little apnea, because then your dreams are like, oh, I'm having a fun day. And then, oh, someone's trying to kill me. And then you wake up.
I one time had a dream that Brock Lesnar was a security guard at my building and he tried to F5 me because I didn't have my badge to get in.
It all makes sense.
Yep, it does.
Because it's dreams, man. In fact, dreams are not often, I mean, they're not often linear, right? In fact, I think it's more rare when you have a dream where you're like, this makes sense in a perfectly linear fashion. And there's like nothing crazy about it or out of nowhere. I don't know. That's just me. So they come back to the wilderness retreat. That's what I'm calling it now. It's their wilderness retreat.
The wilderness retreat.
Yes. They're just lacking spa facilities.
Right. Are they though?
I mean, they could, I guess anyone can give a massage or get a massage, but
right.
There's no like steam room. There's no cucumber
cabin
water.
When it was on fire was definitely a steam room.
There's no cucumber water. Travis has a sweet hammock that you see him on, which is kind of cool. And Lottie, Travis, everyone that's there is a little shocked to see Coach Ben back alive in the flesh.
I don't know what. Well, I mean, who knows? They shouldn't be shocked.
Yeah. I mean, all things considered, Ben's looking pretty good.
He looks great.
Yeah. You know why? Because he's been in a cave and he didn't get that sun damage.
Oh, maybe that's why. Yeah.
Hey, if you never go outside, that's a skincare routine.
That sounds depressing.
Yes. Okay, so when he gets back, Shauna's immediately like, we have to make him pay for trying to kill us.
Shauna's so angry. I love it.
I was thinking about this. And I was thinking about this with the episode title. Okay. A lot of people might not have gotten this because I was like, episode 4 is 12 angry girls and 1 drunk Travis.
Yeah.
There's a song title from the group Ben Folds 5. The album, I believe, came out in 1997, the year this was set. And it's called One Angry Dwarf and 200 Solemn Faces. And the song it's semi-autobiographical about Ben's Fold, about how he's short and as a kid and everybody bullied him. And then when he got his chance, he was going to make them all pay for how he was treated.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, wait a second. This is Shauna in this episode.
Right.
Shauna has got an axe to grind and a grudge. And I think that through the entire episode, when this is Shauna's chance to make somebody pay, finally, for all the anger, hurt, resentment, feeling second best to Jackie, everything she's been through, it's not that she has bloodlust, it's that she feels the need to assert control and lift herself up by punishing other people. And Ben becomes the easy target for that.
That's actually very excellently put.
And that didn't click for me until I was going back and listening to that song and reading the lyrics and thinking about the title. Also, I don't think Travis is drunk in this episode. Certainly not literally, maybe metaphorically. He's just sort of
drunk in love.
Maybe drunken love. I don't know. I don't know about that. Issa seems pretty down. But what's interesting is Melissa, because Melissa wants to be Shauna's everything. Melissa is very much like her hype man. Melissa is the Flavor Flav in this situation to Shauna's Chuck D.
Yeah, she is, but I think she thinks that Shauna is the most powerful there, so she's just trying to live off the power.
And I get it, man. I get it. Love makes you do crazy things.
Does it?
It does. So I hear, you know. Okay, so
what kind of crazy things have you gotten into lately?
Oh my God, we're not lately. I mean, I'm in a healthy relationship now, but you know, back in the '90s when this show took place.
Oh, this is true. This is true.
There were a lot of grand gestures.
So immaturity makes you do crazy things, not love.
Yeah, I don't know. This is far different. We could do an entire episode about this.
Yeah, alone. We're good.
Okay, so Natalie is coming to Coach Ben. Look, everyone who's listening to this show who was alive in the '90s, you've got a story where you did something that now you think about. You did something because you were in love, and now you think about it, and you're just like, oh man. Like,
I was alive in the '90s, and I don't.
Yeah, but you're dead inside.
Wow. Okay.
If it's not Roman Reigns or your dog Roman or Bad Bunny, like, do you even feel, Issa? Do you even feel anything other than annoyance and disdain?
You know what? You're valid. You're valid, Glenn. Thanks for calling me out like that. I'm clipping that.
Okay. So Natalie wants to hear Coach Ben's side of the story, and very quickly we get to this idea that there's going to be a trial.
Yes.
Natalie,
Genius idea.
What else do they have going on? And it was expedited. This wasn't like this wasn't the OJ case. This wasn't like some long ass thing. Like, I feel like they really knocked this out quickly.
Well, the criminal defense lawyer, Misty, did a good job at trying to prepare.
She did. I felt like she could have called more witnesses.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
We'll get into it. But it was good. It was well done. Poor Coach Ben.
I don't feel bad.
I mean,
he's acting sus.
Is he?
Why he leave? Why did he leave?
Because he thought he was next. He thought he was next.
What if
Javi can go? The one-legged man is next.
Oh, okay.
Javi thing, that was some shot. I mean, like, you know what it was too? I think that what this episode made me think of is because the Javi thing happened at the end of the season, and Natalie died, and so much in the present day, and so much else happened.
Yeah, you forget that Javi's thing was quite traumatic. You're absolutely right about that.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it got overshadowed by everything else that happened at the end of the season.
When it was brought back up later in this episode, that's when I was like, holy crap, that's true. Like, the Javi thing is crazy.
Yeah, and it makes sense through that prism to understand why Coach Ben was so freaked out. So we have the opening credits, again, looking amazing as ever. I try not to freeze frame and get too ahead with it, but I swear I feel like they're just giving us little extra things in there that are relevant. I could be wrong.
They are.
They make a holding pen for Coach Ben, a little jail cell.
Yeah, next to the birds.
And then Natalie is saying,
jail though. Like, if I had to go to jail, I would love to be a jail in the wilderness next to birds.
Yes. And Natalie argues it has to be 2/3. This is interesting because this comes back to bite Ben in the ass. Shauna is saying it should be majority rule. Natalie's saying 2/3. Natalie's saying it's usually unanimous. With how
I was going to say that's not how it works. If somebody has doubts, then there's reasonable doubt, case over. This whole agreement, I didn't like it. It's
the wilderness. The wilderness has its own rules. Extreme rules, if you will. Okay, so somebody has to defend Ben, and Misty is up for the challenge. Misty doesn't want to do it.
Misty's not up for the challenge. They make her be up for the challenge.
Yeah. And it's interesting. It's actually interesting that Misty Quigley does not usually express so blatantly complicated emotion. She seems very black or white. Now, sometimes for her, black or white could mean that she's projecting everything's okay, and it's not, but she's very good at holding it together. If you look at Sammy Henretti and the job she did here, with the confliction, the conflict that she was expressing. That was very well done, and we don't normally see that with Misty. So Misty doesn't let that conflict and vulnerability show off.
Right. But it was showing here.
Yes. Then we smash cut to present day, and hey, the brake pump failed. No one cut the brake line. Oh, brake booster.
I love
Bad brake
Shauna is
booster.
so paranoid in this part. They're like, somebody cut the brake right, and he's like, no, you just have some faulty brakes, and she's like, yeah, because somebody messed with it. Right?
Yeah.
He's so paranoid. She really just wants to blame Misty for this.
Yeah, $500 and an hour later, out the door. But Jeff is convinced it's karma.
I'm with Jeff.
He's so paranoid. Maybe he's been smoking the chronic.
Please don't say it again.
But
I'm gonna start calling it that. We're gonna make the chronic come back.
Yes. But it's interesting that Jeff. Okay. This is a little strange, but hear me out on this. Of the adult characters on this show, I feel like Jeff has the most agency and control of his life. However, it is simple and misguided.
He has no control of his life.
No, but he's trying to have control of his life, and he's taking control of his life, but it's misguided. He's like, well, we're going to do, like, it's not a good idea, but think about how Shauna, Van, Ty, Lottie, I mean, Lottie's got some secret stuff going on, but think about Ty, Van, and Shauna, and they're just all kind of like reacting to what's happened. Even Misty, like, we're trying to figure this out. What should we do? They're conflicted. They're trying to talk to one another because they need someone to talk to. But Jeff is like, no, it's karma. And I'm going to create good karma to offset the bad karma, and everything's going to be fine.
As a firm believer in karma, that's not how it works, Jeff.
I know, but Jeff has a plan. Issa.
Yeah, but it's not how it works, and he needs to do his karma research. He went on WikiHow.
Yes,
WikiHow should have explained to him that you cannot go and do good after you did bad. That is not how karma works.
You went on WikiHow, which is like a step above Quora for. Why didn't he ask Chat? Oh, because it's 2021. He couldn't have asked Chat GPT.
Yeah, I gotta tell you something, though. When he said, I went to WikiHow, I busted out laughing. Like, he would look like that kind of guy that would read that and believe it.
Yes. But no, I think that Jeff has a plan, and the ladies, well, Ty had a plan this episode, but more often than not, I think Shauna and Misty would benefit from a plan.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to start my day with some meditation and mindfulness.
But how often do you actually do it?
But it's good. If you have to have the plan, or you're not going to do it, Issa.
No, I've been trying to get into this habit. It's very hard. It's very hard.
Of practicing mindfulness?
No, they say it takes 21 days to create a habit, right?
Yes.
So I have these plans on how I'm going to do these things. I got to tell you, out of everything that I've been trying, the to-do list has helped. Like, writing down a to-do list in the morning, that has helped. It never gets fully scratched off, though. But it has helped.
You try.
Yeah.
You see, you shoot for the moon and you land in the stars.
Okay, Kanye.
And then you're drifting off in space with no gravity to hold you down or center you anywhere. And it's terrifying, but it sounds nice. Also, when did it become practicing mindfulness and gratitude? Why can't you just be mindful and grateful? Why do you have to practice it?
I don't know.
Yeah, but isn't it strange how it became that?
I don't have time to practice any of that stuff.
True. It's true. So Lottie is finishing up some banking.
Do you think she was transferring her fortune to Callie?
I don't know. Travis did some banking before what happened to him in the adult realm.
I forgot about that.
Yes.
Glenn, what would I do if I don't discuss this show with you?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But Lottie is living her best post-psych ward life.
Well, you know she's mad loaded when they're opening the bank door on her way out. And would you like us to call you a car? I was like, how much is she stacking in there? You know what I mean? Like, come on.
I put my ATM card in after hours at Chase, and they're like, you don't have enough money for us to let you in after hours. Can't you do this on the phone or online, please?
Same.
Yeah. So Ty calls Lottie and says, hey, what you said to us at the end of season 2 when you were back in the ambulance, that it got what it wanted with Natalie dying. It was pleased with us. You said, we'll see. What did you mean by that? And Lottie is not giving out answers. For a cult leader, she's quite cryptic.
Yeah, she is.
And she's just
But has
shuttling
any
off
cult
the
leader
phone.
ever been straight up? They're not. They fool people. That's how they go into their cults and do all these crazy things because they don't have a clear direction.
You know what's weird? So I'm watching this scene back.
Mm-hmm.
When Lottie's like, thanks for checking in, but I should go, she's distracted and looking across the street at someone jackhammering.
Yeah.
It's on Bedford Street. What does this mean? What am I missing in this scene that she is distracted by?
I'm surprised she's paying attention and she's in New York City.
Well, she's really in Vancouver, but
Yeah,
yes.
but you know what I mean. They're trying to make it look like they're in New York.
Yes. And then it looks like she hails a cab. Maybe the jackhammer meant nothing. We go back to Lottie gathering flowers in the wilderness, and she's talking to Aquila.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of interesting how Lottie has taken a back seat this season. In the past
don't want her.
And so Aquila's talking about Coach's Cave, blacking out, and having these visions. But this is getting Lottie back in the game. Lottie's very intrigued by this.
Yeah.
Lottie is a fan of the visions.
Yeah, she said it wasn't like a dream, but it was a dream, but it was a vision. It was a very poor way to explain what she went through.
I'm very intrigued by what they're doing with Lottie this year on both timelines. If you look at season 1 and the beginning of season 2, at the end of season 1, Lottie was the most powerful figure. Right. Let the darkness set us free. She was like Antler Queen Zero. And then over the course of season 2, now season 3 has taken a backseat there. And 2, she was a powerful cult leader, making honey, bringing together the bees of the world and the people in unity. And now she's obsessed with Callie and having sleepovers.
Maybe she wanted her own kid. She never had one.
That's true. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Kind of vicarious.
But okay, yeah, you're absolutely right. I always thought that Lottie was going to be a big deal. And I remember when adult Lottie showed up, like how shook we all were. So it seems to be like they kind of pulled back from her. And now, well, crap.
Ben is dumbfounded looking at the ducks. You could see on his face where he's like, what?
The birds.
But what have you all done here? Like, how is this, like you've built this wilderness retreat. I hear you're putting in a spa. Soon there'll be an annex with vacation club memberships and you can sell timeshares. And Misty just comes up and whacks him across the face with how fucking dare you.
I love this part. That is the best way to get the truth out of someone.
Yes. And she's interrogating, how dare you set the cabin on fire and try and kill us after everything I did from you, everything I did to keep you from killing yourself. How could you? And I love it. How could you do this to me?
Yeah. I almost died for you, Ben.
Yes. But he's saying I wouldn't hurt you. She doesn't believe him. He didn't burn down the cabin. I feel like she actually is pretty swayed pretty quickly with this.
She does a great job. She was just doing her investigation so she could get into her criminal defense lawyer mode.
Yeah. Although she just say, prove it. Prove that you didn't do this.
Right.
Yes, he's in jail with birds.
That's why I keep calling him birds, because when he said I'm in jail with birds, I thought it was hilarious.
Yes. But he's got no reason to lie. It's interesting how she comes around to defend him.
She really believes him that he didn't do it.
Yeah. And I love she goes right into coaching. Like, you can't say it's a farce. You can't be down on this.
Right.
Like, she wants to win. She is very motivated here.
As expected from Misty. She's going to take on the job. She's not going to half-ass it.
Yes. Isn't it interesting that Ty went on to become an attorney, but Misty did not?
No.
I mean, Misty clearly showed talent for this.
So did Tyson.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. They both should have.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Back in the present day, Jeff
But
is giving.
ultimately,
Yeah.
ultimately Thaisa won the case, so maybe that's why Misty
Oh,
never
that's
won
why.
in a law career. Maybe she thought she would fail.
Jeff is giving things to charity to pick up good karma points and reverse bad karma points, including an old like Casio keyboard from the late 80s,
Yeah,
early
you will
90s.
catch that. You will
I
catch that.
saw what that was in exact. I was like, I know exactly what that is. I like that Callie is afraid that they're giving away her stuff, not that she wants to donate anything.
Yeah. I love what you said. Bring me a little karma to go box.
Yeah.
Mood.
But Jeff's gonna find a cat that's been missing for years.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, I was nervous. We're gonna talk about this. And Jeff is giving away his bootleg Rush Hour DVDs to charity.
You know, I disagree with Shauna here because you don't know who those DVDs could like cheer somebody up in the middle of having a really hard time. They watch the movie and it changes their whole perspective in life because they gotta laugh. You never know.
Rush Hour is that film series?
Yeah.
If you told me Money Talks, I would believe you. Someone said, I watched Money Talks and it changed my life.
Rush Hour could change somebody's life, Glenn.
Maybe the first one.
Yeah, definitely the first one, not the rest.
Yes. So Jeff signed them up at a place to volunteer. This I've talked about this in the past. Like this is very sitcom, but I love he's like, oh, it's where Randy does his hours for his DUI. In their whole city of New Jersey where they are, there's only so many places, and we know where this ends up. But then we cut to Van and Ty out on the street. They're gonna do a test. Ty looks her normal badass self, and Van is disguised like she's trying to go undercover in a Marvel movie with a black baseball cap.
Yes. That's
But
how I
yeah.
leave my house. If I haven't done my makeup or anything, that's exactly how I leave my house, you know?
Okay, but here's the thing about Van. Yes, she's wearing a baseball cap pulled over her eyes, but you don't think someone's going to notice the strikingly bright red hair?
Nah.
Nah, like it's New York.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I used to just walk like this. As long as
Okay.
you were on my way, I would not notice you. But I was aware of my surroundings. It's very weird. I mean, you've been there, but when you live there and you're living the day to day, you don't pay attention to anything, but you also know what's going on. It's a very weird skill that you develop.
Sure. So they get the queen card from a deck of cards. They put it on the ground near a garbage can, and they're waiting to see who it chooses.
Yep,
Also, this looks a lot like the neighborhood where Lottie was banking.
it does.
Yeah. So people are stepping on the card, discarding the card away. Did you think this was going to be what it ended up being with them? Because I thought this was going to be like a Final Destination thing, that they assumed whoever picked up the card was going to be like the waiter and get almost hit by a bus and have a heart attack. I didn't know they were planning what they were actually planning.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought they were just gonna follow the person and watch them, get chosen and taken away. I didn't know where they were going with it, and I was surprised.
Yeah, it was very surprising. They really amped that up, and much like Degrassi, it went there. So the card chose a guy with a goatee in like a trench coat, and they start following him. And again, I was like Final Destination time, but nope.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to get run over by a car or something.
So back in the wilderness, Van is calling court to order. Jury verdict requires 2/3 majority, with the Honorable Judge Natalie presiding in the full Antler Queen garb.
Yes, looked amazing.
Yes, the fit was on point. Cool judges look. I prefer this to the magistrates.
I would rather go in front of a judge wearing that than a normal judge.
Yes. Wait a second. He said, "You're going to trial." I don't even want to know what for. Let's not even speculate. But you're going to trial, and you're sitting there waiting for the judge to come in. You see the judge come in with antlers coming out of her head in a white robe, and you're thinking, "I got this."
Yeah, I would. I would. Because I feel like this is my people. Okay. You know, if you get the boring, usual old judge with the black robe, it's going to be hard to persuade them. This judge likes to have fun. This judge is going to understand that there was a reason behind what you did, and he's going to try to hear you out.
Okay, I hear you. So she has the Gilligan's Island gavel that she with the I believe that's a hoof on a stick. This is so Gilligan's Island.
So good.
It's good, but it's like why don't they have phones between the huts that are like a big seashell attached to like a string so they can call each other, you know?
I know. They should have put that on the Ben jail. And that's how Misty talked to him when they were going through.
through like
Yes.
that would have been amazing.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah. And then they're like, you get one phone call, Ben.
Yeah. That's all you get. Who you gonna call?
Yeah, press 9 to dial out.
Oh my god.
Okay, so they call Mari to the stand. They have to swear her in. I like that they try and swear her in on the wilderness.
Yeah. Natalie is like, she swears to tell the truth. Like, drop it. So good. I love this part.
Yeah, and I like that Natalie takes off the horns. She's like,
I also love how when they call Mari to the stand, she's like, oh shit, because like, you don't know. Nobody knew what to expect from this trial. So a lot of them didn't even expect to get called up.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't realize how serious it was.
I mean, I'm surprised they didn't call more people, but Mari seems a little shook by this, but then she agrees to go along with it.
Right.
And this was very notable to me because Mari did seem like she softened a little bit on Ben.
Mm-hmm. Because she realized she snitched on him. Especially that part when she's like giving her testimony. She's like, well, he wouldn't let me go because he was afraid I would come back here and tell you guys where he was, which is what I did. So, valid point.
Well, the girls do not believe that snitches get stitches.
What do snitches get in the wilderness retreat?
I mean, they get eaten. Maybe.
Oh,
yeah. Actually, you know what? Misty, see, here's the thing. In 1997, Law and Order was on the air, but it was not the cultural phenomenon that it really became in the late 90s.
Right.
When reruns were on A&E all the time. Because Misty should have argued that this was all inadmissible because, you know, Ben and Mari had an agreement.
Right.
It was confidential, you know? Like Mari could have pleaded the fifth.
I think Mari's testimony helped Misty.
A little. I think she could have stuck up with him, stuck up for him a little bit more. Yeah. That's just my take. He did save her out of the pit. He could have just left her in the pit.
Which Misty brings up in her counter questioning.
But yes, he didn't want them to come and get payback. Also, Shauna's look of satisfaction, I don't think I've ever had that look of satisfaction in my life. I've never looked that satisfied and things are going. But Shauna, like, she's sitting there like, yeah. Like,
I've had it a couple of times.
Oh,
you just have to have a certain level of pettiness in order to reach that level of, you know. It's true.
And Misty in 1997 dropping, you know what happens when you assume you make an ass out of you and me, and the crowd laughs. That's the last time that happened in history.
It's so good. I still use that. Don't tell me you don't use the assume line.
No, here's what I say. I say, you know what happens when you assume. Sometimes you're right and sometimes you're wrong.
Oh, Glenn.
So yeah, we get objections about why do you think he pulled you out of the pit? But yeah, it gets overruled. Didn't want her to die. Like Ty and Misty both are very, very good at this.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I feel like the wilderness really put its thumb on the scale to change this verdict. But we'll talk about that.
I think somebody should appeal this case.
Oh, that's true. I wonder if he gets it. I wonder if he gets an appeal.
He should.
Yes, take it to a higher court.
Yeah.
Like Judge Judy or Judge Wapner.
Court. Kevin Daddy is the judge in that case.
If I were writing the show, I would have the appeal be like he's got to like get chased by a bear, and if he lives, then he's fine. I mean, granted, he's got one
Glenn.
leg. It's an
Yeah,
appeal.
that's why I said Jesus, Glenn. Like, come on, that's like terrible. You gotta give him like a crawling exercise, something that he has a chance.
Okay. So Shauna and Jeff show up at Misty's work. Misty spots them, assumes Shauna came to apologize,
Yep.
and then is actually more delighted by the fact that she's there to do volunteer work.
Amazing. She already has certain tasks for them.
But it's crazy also that Shauna's like, I didn't even know you worked here. Like
Cap.
yeah, and Jeff's like, sounds like there's something going on between you two.
Bless Jeff Hart.
Classic Jeff.
He was so good here, though. Jeff should volunteer all the time just because. Not just for karma points, but because he's good at it and he brought happiness.
Yes. Misty is excited to put Shauna on tapioca duty.
Yeah, Shauna was like, I don't even know what that is, but by the look on your face, I don't want to do it.
Yes. And Misty says, better than an apology. So Misty is questioning Shauna. Shauna was journaling. We know what was in Shauna's journal. And what's funny is what Misty says she was journaling about, being angry she wasn't the leader and being upset with things.
She exposed her big time.
Well, because we found out in episode 1 when Shauna was journaling that voiceover, like she kind of does journal about how she hates them all.
Yeah.
In fact, after this, Shauna might have started the fire.
I think so. Especially when they make the case out of her wanting to look like the hero, so they will make her the leader.
She was the one.
Guilty.
She was the first one to smell it, right?
Yes.
Was
Because
she?
because she made it. She's guilty.
Let's just talk about this a second. Misty is talking about, everything Shauna has been through about losing her baby. Like, Misty is really painting a good picture about Shauna being the overlooked hero of this story. And in this trial, we see the way Van looks at Ty, to where I think Van thinks that Dark Ty, other Ty, started this fire.
Oh. No, it was Shauna.
I think it could have been Shauna.
I mean, I don't know, because Dark Ty does do things she doesn't remember doing. I still think it was Shauna. I think Shauna wanted to be the hero so that they will make her the leader.
And I think that Shauna being so depressed, like, even though it punished her, that was like a side benefit of her
she punishes
punishing
everybody.
Because she punishes everyone, including herself.
I would do the same thing. I will suffer if it makes the people I don't like suffer too. You know what I mean? Because at least I'm getting enjoyment out of it. What?
It's great. It's like, hey, everybody. I'm trying to pick the restaurant. What's like the worst restaurant you could think of? Everyone's like, where you want to eat? Where does Issa want to go? Let's go to Heart Attack Grill. Heart Attack Grill's terrible.
Oh, God.
Issa, you hate the food there. It's like, yes, but not as much as everyone else hates the food there. And that will bring me joy.
Let's go,
Let's go. Yeah, you barely eat anyhow. So
I peeled the cheese up pizza pretty good.
There you go. Ty on cross saying she believes Shauna's a hero.
Just what she wants to hear.
Yes.
Exactly why she burned the cabin down.
Yes. Oh man. I don't know. I have theories. I have thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah. Ty's doing such a good job with this trial.
Ty is the best.
She is the best. But she brings up that when she asked Ben for help when she went into labor, you're a coach, you taught us stuff in health class, and he says, all I did was press play on the VHS tape.
Right.
That's cold.
Suspicious. But why would he know? He he wouldn't know about bringing a baby into the world. I wouldn't help.
Okay.
I seen those videos. That's, to me, that's worse than a horror movie. When people send like baby bird videos, like I can't watch that. So, I mean, you don't know if Ben didn't want to be a part of it. He didn't want to go through all that.
Yeah. So I think that Shauna saying that Ben judges us is very interesting and trying to divide the tribe against Ben.
But he does judges them.
Yeah.
If he didn't judge them, he would be okay with their actions and he would have never left.
I mean, Issa, we've
Yes.
gone out to eat before. I do not
We
eat
have.
meat. You eat meat. I don't judge you for that.
And I don't judge you for not eating meat.
Well, thank you. Now, if you were eating human flesh and I was like, there's a limited supply of human flesh going around, I'm the weakest one, I might be next. I might take that a little more personally.
Well, yeah, but I see your point. I will never take the human flesh away from you. You can have it all.
That's what they should say to Coach Ben, like, hey, don't knock it till you try it.
Right.
Like, did you even taste it? How do you know you don't like it?
Do we know what? You know what? I'm not gonna Google search that. It's gonna get dangerous.
Yeah.
My Google search history is already a mess. A lot of it because of this show. So.
Yes. What does human flesh taste like? You don't need that one. Ty and Van continue following the guy. Meanwhile, Randy is calling bingo and he sucks at it. Jeff steps up and helps.
Jeff is the goat of bingo. I want to take him to the Palace Station in Vegas and go with you and play bingo with him. You know what I mean?
I was there last night.
Do you play bingo?
I did play bingo, yes.
How'd you do?
I lost, as I often do when I play bingo.
Great job.
Doesn't matter how
Great
many
job.
cards I buy, I'm always one away. And then someone else gets it.
I play bingo with my mom lives in like an older folks community, and when I go
Mm-hmm.
visit her every other Sunday, when I tell you I sit down and play bingo, it's so much fun.
Now, what's funny about this is if you've ever been on a Disney cruise, they make a bit of a show of bingo, and everything, every number, or not every number, but most numbers have like a joke. They have a dance. Like if G60 comes up, they sing G60 and I know it, and they all do the I'm sexy and I know it dance. If B11 comes up, they start singing B11, like be aggressive, like the cheer. They have a joke if it's B4 because something's not after, it's B4. And so I think in my head, every time B9 comes up, I think exactly what Jeff just said. They wouldn't say that on a Disney cruise, but that's what I think.
Yeah.
The tumor is B9.
Yep. He was so good, though.
Jeff is so good. Bingo, part of the reason
I will watch a whole show of Jeff volunteering at the place and hanging out with the people.
Well, you know what this reminds me of? I don't think you watched it, but Better Call Saul after Breaking Bad, when Saul Goodman works with the old folks at the old folks home, he goes and calls bingo. And this is his entire shtick.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So this reminded me a lot of Bob Odenkirk as Saul Goodman calling bingo. But yeah, the old people love Jeff. He has found his karma rocket, if you will.
And they hate Randy now because of Jeff.
And I love that Misty is just over this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very interesting. I'd forgotten about Walter and the invisible ink note before, but it's interesting that she sees the old woman. She sees a note there because Walter left a note asking, has Walter been there? Is this note for me? She's saying it's a letter from my comptroller, and Misty's paranoid. The old woman also saying, this is the hardest puzzle I've ever done. Misty does not care at all. Goes and sees Shauna in the kitchen, listening to Ace of Bases The Sign and having a great time.
I bet you love that.
I mean, life is demanding without understanding, Issa.
Oh my God.
I
love you, Glenn. I hope you know that. I love you. You're the best.
The feeling's mutual. Misty is upset that Shauna is not having an awful time doing this. She's enjoying the tapioca.
Why wouldn't she? She's trying to get those good karma points. You know, I heard that if you don't enjoy the task fully, you only get half of the karma point because
True.
you're not really doing it. So she had to go in with
You
good
have to commit.
intentions.
You have to commit. It's important.
Right.
I don't like. Do you like this? I don't like when they do these little daydream things, like Misty picking up the knife, grabbing the knife, and stabbing Shauna. I feel like
No, I hate it, and I feel like they hadn't really done that. I feel like in this season, at least, just the dream that I couldn't figure out if it was a dream or what it was is the only time that they kind of mess with us. I didn't like it. No, not a fan.
You know why I think they do this? So the promo department that makes the sizzle reel for the season has a shot.
Something to show that you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, Misty's gonna stab Shauna, and it never
Yeah.
happens. Yes.
Yeah, that's the entire reason for these scenes.
But you don't put it in the show. You can still like, you know how many movie previews I've seen of scenes that never even make the movie. Like, come on.
Not with Yellowjackets fans though. We're too.
I know, no. We're the citizens detectives. We don't mess around.
Yes. So Misty goes in, grabs the letter from Svetlana's room, and also throws away some of the puzzle pieces.
Right.
Okay, this is important. Lottie practicing in the mirror, saying she has a lot to explain. I know that I hurt you. I understand that I hurt you. I understand. I understand. I
Who do you think
understand
she
that I
was
hurt
talking
you.
to?
I don't know. Who do you think it could be?
Bathroom girl.
Maybe. Practicing how to smile and look compassionate. Saying I have a lot to apologize for.
I mean, she could, yeah. I don't know who she was talking to, but it seems like it was something that bothers her, and she wanted to make sure to, apologize. She ends up dead.
If Lottie was murdered and had no role in her own death, I think she was trying to apologize to Shauna because she wants to get back in with Callie.
No.
Okay. Who do you think she was apologizing to?
Bathroom girl.
Okay. To Melissa.
Yes.
Melissa.
If that's who bathroom girl is.
Okay. We really need to stop calling her that.
No. If you can name the wilderness retreat, I can nickname her bathroom girl until she's been confirmed identification. Thank you.
Okay. There you go. We crossfade to Lottie in 1997. And Lottie is being questioned on the stand.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about belief systems and people that don't believe burning each other's houses down in history, and saying it could have been any of the non-believers of the wilderness cult who did this.
And there's apparently a lot of non-believers that we didn't know were non-believers.
The thing I popped for is when she said it could have been Crystal.
Yes. Oh my god, I did pop too. I was like, you would, Misty, you would.
Why didn't she lean harder into that and saying Crystal did this and disappeared? She was, and what's funny,
we haven't seen her again. And
I know.
That's what yeah.
And she could have mistied Crystal and said Crystal was the outsider.
I don't think she leaned into it because then she didn't want any questions to be asked about Crystal, and then her possibly having to expose herself or show her cards.
But I feel like this was confirmation that Crystal actually existed.
She existed.
Did she? Because I feel like we didn't really see anyone but Misty ever talk to her.
Glenn!
It's a popular theory. It's a popular theory.
I know, but in my Yellowjackets, she existed.
Okay. I think she did too, and she mentioned her.
Good.
Unless they think Crystal's Misty's imaginary friend.
They could. I had an imaginary friend.
Well, I think we all kind of did. How old did you have an imaginary friend? How old were you when you stopped?
I can't remember, but I was pretty young because it was in I must have been 5 or 6. I was young.
But do you think Yellowjackets, the team, thinks that Misty Quigley, age 16, 17, 18, still had an imaginary friend?
Yes, because I feel like we all have something that we talk to. Do you not talk to your cats? I have full-blown conversations with my dog.
My cats are real, though.
Yeah, okay, but if you're out in the wilderness and they get taken away from you, who are you going to have those conversations with?
Yeah. And blaming Van, saying Van only pretended to believe because her girlfriend believed.
Because her girlfriend believed. Still to this day seems to be the case.
Saying, well, maybe Lottie burned the cabin down.
No.
We said in season 1, Misty Quigley is the best friend you could ever have. If you take away the psychotic elements,
Yeah.
yes. Maybe a little clingy, but you know what? Trade-off.
You gotta learn to love your friends just the way they are. Psychotic and clingy and all.
But yeah, she's saying maybe it could be any of us for any number of reasons. And we're seeing more background Yellowjackets in the scene.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
So they just keep popping out of nowhere.
But Missy's saying this all sounds like reasonable doubt to me.
It did. She had a valid point. I don't understand why that's not how things went down.
I know. So good. He's so good at this.
I demand an appeal.
There needs to be an appeal.
There has to. Has to.
This was a little... Yeah, I've issues with the outcome. But I like that Shauna's going to Ty. Like, what's your plan? What are you going to do?
And she exposes Natalie.
Yeah, she calls the judge. That's also a huge sitcom move.
Yeah.
You know what she's doing? She's putting the entire system on trial.
Okay. I love how they made Natalie take off her judge's robe when she was gonna like testify. Excuse me.
Yeah. I feel like Sophie Thatcher is doing an amazing job this season. Did you watch? She was in Heretic with Hugh Grant. Did you see that?
No.
But you'd like that. That is a very good. It's a light horror movie. It's called Heretic. Don't read anything about it. Just watch it. It's a thriller.
It's a Hugh Grant. That got my attention immediately.
Yeah, he's amazing in it. She is very, very good in it. And then she's also currently starring.
I need to find
it.
it.
And then she's also currently starring in Companion, which just hit premium streaming.
Yeah.
Saw that. She's very good in it. That movie is not what you think it is.
Oh, really? Is it good?
It was good. I mean, the premise is what you think it is, but the story is not what you think it is.
I see.
Yeah. But she's on a tear. You know, did we talk about this on this podcast that I had a brief 5-minute interview with her that was a total surprise, and I don't think they ever put the footage anywhere online for some film festival she was doing like 2 years ago?
No.
Yeah, they were like, we want to talk to you and get some stuff about her career in Yellowjackets and want you to say stuff about her. And then they got off camera and they were like, okay, we'll be right back in a minute. And then she popped up on camera to say hello. And I got to ask her like 3 questions.
What'd you ask her?
Oh, I was asking her about preparing for the role, her relationship with Juliette Lewis, what 90s music and culture she liked, stuff like that. I mean, the questions you would think I would ask,
She's so good. Very talented.
Yeah, she's so good. But she's really good this season, but her star is rising. Like, she is the breakout actress of that younger cast who's getting a ton of opportunities right now. Very watchable. She communicates a lot. I think it's because, much like I used to say about the late great Brody Lee, she has very soulful eyes. Like, she communicates a lot with her eyes, and for me, that's always a very powerful draw. So back in the present day, Shauna gets locked in the freezer.
Karma. This is all about karma.
Also a sitcom plot. This happened in Family Ties. This happened in the Clerks cartoon. This was a common thing. Oh my God, we're in the freezer.
I want to have your sitcom knowledge.
I've seen way too many. So Shauna's in there. What's weird though, on the handle, it says something along the lines of "You are not locked in." What does this say? Inside release.
She was locked in. There was no inside release.
No,
she tried.
No, if you zoom in on this, it says you are not locked in. Inside release mechanism in place. There's a sticker on the door.
Yeah, but it wasn't working.
I think she just didn't know how to do it because she didn't read the door. You got to read the door.
There was no mechanism. It was a cheap door. It just said that to pass the health inspection.
You can't put the sticker on if it's a lie.
Yes, you can. You
Where is
might
the-
get an inspector that just looks and doesn't test.
Yeah,
Some
I mean,
of them
there's a
are like that.
doorknob, but let's see.
It didn't make sense to me how you're gonna lock a freezer from the outside. Like, that's so dangerous.
Yes.
You should be able to lock it from both ways. It should be able to get out. But the whole point of it is my fave Jackie shows up and says, "Night work, shipment."
Yeah, and
Frozen
I mean,
Jackie.
yeah, well, because Jackie knows what it's like to freeze to death.
Yeah, I told you, karma. Isn't she in a karma quest? There you go. There's your karma.
Karma
So,
Quest, underrated PC game. No, it's not an actual
Yes.
PC game, but it should be Karma Quest.
Yeah.
And you do think, oh my God, that should be a Flash game they should release for the series, like Jeff and Karma Quest. And you go and donate like bootleg Rush Hour DVDs, and you go volunteer. And if you don't complete it, like then bad karma gets you. But Jeff needs to earn karma points.
Yeah, and if you complete it, Jeff gets karma points.
Yeah, where's that Flash game? Where's that time?
That'll be amazing.
Shauna's taking a roast and beating the door with it. Maybe there's something on that handle in place. So it looks to me, looking at the close-up of the handle, it looks like you can push the handle to release the latch. That's what it looks
She
like.
tried.
She tried to turn it, but did she try and push it?
Oh my God, Glenn, you don't think you would have tried everything?
Adult Shauna is not. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm taking a screenshot of this. Should post this on social. Zoom in
Just what we need, another theory.
here. This is all about theory. This podcast's all about theories.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. We just needed another one. I will say, though, I found that highly suspicious. I was like, how the hell are you going to lock a freezer from the outside? That's so dangerous.
Did she actually hit it? It says warning, emergency exit push. Did she push it? Push
You know
it
what?
good.
She got out, though.
What if she pushed it real good?
Baby.
I don't think she
Let's
pushed it.
talk about Jackie, though. Jackie was there.
Jackie was there. Jackie fierce this season.
She's so
in
good.
her
She's
guest
she's stone cold.
Literally. Okay, they follow the guy with the card back to his apartment. They follow him up the stairs. And I'm like, what are they doing? They're expecting Final Destination style. He's going to fall down the stairs. A safe's going to drop on him. A piano's going to fall out of the sky.
Okay, that's too much.
Well, it's Final Destination. He's going to go in a tanning bed and everything is going to go horribly wrong.
Right.
He's going to ride a roller coaster and is literally going to fly off the rails.
Nah, that doesn't happen. You rode a roller coaster with me. We were fine.
That's true. I think about Final Destination 3 every time I ride a roller coaster, though.
I'm glad I was able to trigger those memories for you.
Yeah, if you really want to feel like you're going to die on a roller coaster, go to Universal Studios Orlando, Islands of Adventure, ride the Velocicoaster, because that shit goes upside down and goes super fast, and you've got a lap bar. So
Okay,
every
thank you.
time you go up or upside down, you jump, you like fall a
Right.
little bit, and so you feel like you're going to fly out of there. It is the most scared for my life I've ever been on a roller coaster, but it was amazing.
Aw.
Great, but it was terrifying. Okay,
I
so
love-
they're like,
I love
how-
anything that involves like risking my life. I love it.
There you go. I'll remember that next time you're like, we don't need to take a car. We can just walk through that area of Vegas that's around the stratosphere. Like, easy, we're taking a car. Some risk's not worth taking.
I jumped off the stratosphere.
Oh, that's right.
Terrible jump.
Yeah.
It's more like a controlled jump. Like, you know, it's not
Yeah.
a free fall. You know what I mean? Like, it's terrible.
That's worse.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I prefer a free fall feel.
Okay, so they're at the door, and when they say how are we going to get in, that's where I'm like, wait a second, this isn't the Final Destination. They're going to murder this dude.
Yeah.
And
And the door was unlocked.
the
It was
door
ready to
was
go.
unlocked. It was a sign from it.
The wilderness.
The wilderness. They should call it the wilderness to not confuse it with the movie It
Or Chris Jericho.
or Chris Jericho. Yes. So, but Van is just like, no, we are not doing this.
Puss it out.
Now, here is the weird thing. Ty just wants more time with Van. Van wants to enjoy more time with Ty.
This part just gets you in the feels, right? Because you understand what somebody wanting more time with somebody that you love and what they're willing to do and sacrifice to get that. You know what I mean? Like it's a weird because you know what they're about to do is not right, but you understand the motivation behind it.
Absolutely. But
But okay.
Ty says, meet me in an hour in the park.
Yeah, she tells her to take the PAT train. Terrible idea. She's probably better off, like, well, depends on where they were at. The PAT train, okay, it's a little bit cleaner than the MTA, but it's a horrible train. The schedule is always all wacky. You need well, back in the day, you used to need a different card. You couldn't even use your MTA card to take the PAT, so she was going to make Van get a PAT card just to go meet her there. Just buy her an Uber. I'm sorry. Unnecessary rent.
Okay. Van lingers behind, and that's important for later because I want to talk about this. Van lingers behind while Ty like power walks out of there. Go back to the wilderness. Ty using a plain seatbelt as a belt to hold her sash, her attorney sash on. Again, very Gilligan's Island. Oh, sorry, that wasn't a coach. That wasn't a cage they were making for Coach. That was the table they were making, right? What is this? Now I'm trying to figure this out. I'm confused. They were making something for Coach Ben for the trial, a place to sit. That's fine. Or maybe that's the table before they weren't making a cage. Details spotty. So Natalie's being questioned. When's the last time you saw Coach Scott? You drew the queen. Natalie reveals that she knew he was leaving.
Yeah.
Now they don't trust Natalie.
They shouldn't. Shouldn't trust anyone.
This is why the drawing the card system is good, though, because it stops just random murder from happening.
Agreed. At least they have a organized murdering system.
Yes, they have an organized murdering system. It's important to have that. Without an organized murdering system, society breaks down, Issa.
Yes, agreed.
Yes. So this was good. This actually hurt Natalie more than it hurt Coach. But I like her saying anything could have caused this to spark from the fireplace. But the long and the short is Natalie was lying to protect him.
Right.
And in fact, Ty saying this trial is even an attempt to protect him.
Yes. It is.
Yeah. Well, look how well that turned out. Okay. So Ben gets called to stand for questioning. Then back in present day, Jeff is making his bingo buddies doing a Christopher Walken impression.
Yeah, he's so good.
He's so good.
We need a show of just Jeff with the people.
Okay, here's my idea for the next episode. Jeff Steep's volunteering at the nursing home. Randy is working off his DUI. And turns out the nursing home just got a new manager. And who walks in through the door? Allie.
Please stop. Let's just continue.
And then we get a spinoff about the nursing home.
No. I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. Shout out to Allie, Glenn's favorite.
So Jackie telling Shauna what Jeff said about karma. This is how it's going to end for you, frozen and left for dead. But then talking about how someone's trying to hurt her for what she did. Like she's really laying this out. Not just in the wilderness, but what you did when you got back. But then what's crazy is when she starts saying, did you become the person you wanted to be? So again, when we go back to that Ben Folds 5 song and the bullied, this puts Shauna in a very interesting place that Shauna, again, is feeling like someone is messing with her. And she needs to take agency and action, much like she did in getting Ben convicted. Shauna needs her figurative, if not literal, pound of flesh to assert herself and bring herself up by putting someone else down.
I see it.
This is a weird pep talk Ghost Jackie is giving her.
Yeah.
But then even saying, like, it's okay, you'll be warm soon. And again, you could see that button says emergency release button right there.
It's a final destination, though. It was her karma, so the
It's
mechanism wasn't gonna work. She was meant to freeze, but Randy had to just
Randy's the hero.
not
He was
mind
fetching
his own
snacks.
business.
Randy was fetching snacks, being the hero, saving the day.
Yes.
So what's interesting is Shauna gets out and then instantly goes to ask where Misty is, and say Misty left hours ago. So Shauna now knows.
Because she said she locked her in there. She thought that Misty locked her in there.
The one thing, okay, so there's two things. One, Shauna still doesn't know about the tape in episode 1 that Callie got.
Right. Because
Okay.
she's never gonna pull it back out because she doesn't know how to decipher it.
2, when Shauna called the bar to ask about the woman in the description, did they either not give her that description or did they just say it was a blonde woman? And that's why Shauna thinks Misty, in addition to the breaks in the freezer.
Right. I don't know. I think they gave her the description.
But it would have to be someone she could confuse with Misty, unless she thought the two were unrelated, unless she thinks the bathroom thing was unrelated. I don't know. Misty asking for Coach Ben's story. Why were you coaching? Why were you teaching? If you hated this, why did you do it? And Ben,
this made me tear up a little bit.
He gave a great defense about all the times if
so
he wanted to hurt them and destroy them, he could have done it. And talking about catching Van and Ty, talking about them getting drunk on an away trip. But then the most punishing thing when he said, if I wanted to hurt you, I thought this was the worst thing he said. He said, Misty, I could have made you play on the team and you would have sucked and everyone would have bullied you.
So funny though. That's it was real.
Yeah.
I thought he was great and in this part. Like it really made me go, oh. I would have voted that he was innocent after that.
Even Shauna looks like she's coming around on this.
No, she doesn't.
She looks like she is, but you know what it is, Issa, though? To quote an old friend of ours, Justin LeBar, Shauna was pot committed to Ben getting convicted here.
Shout out to LeBar.
Yeah. No, I mean, Ben then even talking about how after Javi died, he thought as the guy with one leg, he was the weakest.
Right.
So he was next. He didn't talk about saving them in the cave when they were breathing in the poisonous gas.
At that point, why is he going to talk about it? They already feel like he's guilty.
He saved Shauna's life. You know what I think is going to happen? If Ben lives and makes it through this, and that's a big if, right?
Okay.
Next episode, he's going to say, Shauna, I could have let you die. I could have let Van die. I could have let you all die in the cave, and I saved you with one leg.
Wait. It's all he has. What else are going to save him with?
But it's also nice that he talks about his family and how they behaved, and he behaved like that and just running away. Like, I feel like he didn't try and milk it for sympathy with one leg or the stuff that he'd been through. I think he made a really good argument. In fact, if not for the damn wilderness swaying the jury, we saw that his argument worked.
The wilderness? It was Shauna that swayed.
And the wilderness, no, before all those votes changed, there was wind. The wilderness put its thumb on the scale.
I know.
But Shauna channeled the wilderness. I mean, do you think this is leading towards Shauna becoming the antler queen?
Correct. She will become the queen eventually.
And I think Natalie and some people are going to go take up residence in that cave.
You know what would be really funny?
What's that?
If she finally becomes the leader and the antler queen, and then they get found the next day. She never gets to enjoy that.
That's like The Office. Like Dwight gets promoted to manager, and then the Dunder Mifflin shuts down the next day. Right. And he's like, doesn't matter. I made it to the top of the mountain.
That would be so funny, though.
Yeah, that would be good. I would love that. But Ben's apologizing to Shauna. Shauna looks like she's having a change of heart.
She doesn't.
I don't know. It's just, I don't
be easily fooled, Glenn.
I don't know what they're trying to accomplish with this, especially because it's not winter. They don't have to eat anybody.
Right.
They can't freeze and preserve him. till winter. The wilderness retreat doesn't have
No,
refrigeration.
they're gonna keep him in a prison.
Oh, and then wait until winter?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see what happens next week. We'll see what the punishment is.
Nothing, because there's gonna be an appeal.
But then when he starts talking about how incredible it is, what they've done, how they came together, he didn't appreciate it. Like, he's in awe of all of them. Like, this is really good.
Yeah, it's great. I love this whole part.
Yeah. But it just makes it so much more heartbreaking with what happened afterwards.
Right.
And then Akila is clutching that little bunny rabbit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's gonna die.
That's got to be tough. Got to be tough. But saying, I didn't understand your belief system, but hey, I didn't try and kill you. People are crying. People are weeping at this testimony because it's so.
It was that good. It was.
Mari looks like she's about to cry.
Because this is all her fault.
Yes.
She should cry.
Do you think Ty cross-examined Coach? Because we don't see that.
I don't think she did.
Yeah. Ty, look, the look on her face. Ty looks a little Papa Docked here. Like I had what I thought I was going to say. I knew what I thought I was going to say, but you just took away so much, B-Rabbit, that now I got
Tell
nothing.
these people something they don't know about me.
Yeah. And Ty's like, touche, check and mate.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, back in present, Jeff is so stoked about the karma. Comes in, Shauna has a cat. And Shauna's saying, I went to shelters all through New York City, okay? And I got this cat. Now, me as someone with 5 cats, I was very worried what was going to happen to this cat because this is Yellowjackets.
Right.
But Shauna's saying this is not.
I still want to know what happened to the dog.
Yes. Shauna's saying this isn't the cat from the fire. That cat's dead, but the owners don't know that. Like we're going to.
That is something that a person that's never had a pet would say. Probably. Do you think that you can bring me, even if it's been years, a Roman lookalike, and I'm not going to know if it's Roman or not just based on attitude and mood behaviors?
Okay, but you and your dog and me and my cats are not how normal people are. If you had an indoor-outdoor cat, which is how they mostly run away.
If you're putting out flyers for years,
yeah,
these people care for this cat. Okay,
true.
Like this isn't like no. I'm just saying, like I know that people hate when like dog or cat when pets parents like compare it, but there is like dogs. I can understand what my dog wants, how he's barking or how he's whining. I can tell you what he wants, and people think I'm crazy, and then I'm right. And it's like you're really gonna bring a copycat and expect the family to not know that it's a copycat, literally a copycat. Like no, you don't do that. Okay,
so Van and Ty are getting that pretzel that Van wanted to get with Ty in Central Park.
Oh my God, this was so romantic.
It was.
So it was so sweet.
But let me ask you a question.
Yes. I hate the Central Park horses.
Ty, well, I know your feelings about horses. Ty gives Van money to buy the pretzel. Van's hand is shaking.
Yes.
Is Van's hand shaking because A, they didn't kill the man, and this is some sort of sign of her cancer coming back? Yeah, she's sick again.
Right?
Something, okay?
That's what I assume. So give me the other options and blow my mind.
Her hand is shaking because she killed the man because she was like,
she said it was from the adrenaline too.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Or 3, her hand is shaking because she killed Lottie.
Ah! Stop. No, why would Van kill Lottie?
I thought she killed the man. That's what I thought this meant when I watched it the first time. I was like, her hand shaking because she killed the dude.
I didn't even put the Lottie thing together. You are amazing, because I thought both the other two. I thought it was because they didn't kill him and she's getting sick again, and then I was like, oh, maybe she did kill him, because when she said, oh, it's from the adrenaline today, I was like, adrenaline from what? Like you guys didn't do anything and it's been hours, for you to like. I get it, if you and I dine and dash when I'm in Vegas soon,
and I go back and secretly pay the. I go back and secretly pay.
No, you cannot, because then the waiter would die.
I'm just gonna drop $100 on the table and we're gonna leave, and it'll be the thrill of it. So we'll feel like we're dining and dashing.
I feel like you're just gonna wait until I'm not paying attention. Just gonna give it to the waiter and be like, "You'll see. Don't ask any questions. Just take this money."
Oh, WrestleMania week's gonna be fun when I'm bailing you out of jail. But Okay, so they're voting who finds Coach innocent or guilty. Very few guilty votes at first.
Yeah, because he wasn't guilty.
They keep doing it again and again. Here's what I don't like is that Shauna kept saying, come on, guys. And she swayed like 2 votes that way.
Yeah.
But everybody else just sort of did it to get it over with, or because the wilderness like blew some wind.
Because they were gonna sit there, but to me, it's like, no, you stick to your decision. What else do you people have to do? You can sit there all day raising your hand for the next 3 days. You don't have anything else to do.
But they keep doing this again and again and again. And
Yeah,
I didn't know.
stick your ground.
I didn't realize Coach Ben was sitting literally right behind them.
Yeah, he was.
That's got to be
Yeah,
awkward.
he was.
You know?
I mean, seems like a fair trial. We don't get to see a jury in a real trial deliver it. So that was weird.
Shauna is so angry. And credit to Melanie Linsky when she kicked Lottie out. You know, we hear so much in this show about how the younger actors are modeling their older counterparts.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Melanie Linsky really modeled Sophie Nalise's rage.
Yes. Agreed. 1000%.
Sophie Nalise is scary. I would never want her angry at me.
You should see me angry.
Yeah. No, I don't want to see that either. Sophie
Not a
Nalise
lot
is
of
up
people have seen
there.
it.
Sophie Nalise is up there with Carrie Russell on The Americans when she would get angry.
Oh
And it's
my
like,
God, yeah.
You're like, dude, Felicity's like real when she gets pissed off. She gets that vein in her forehead, and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah. So the wind blows through the trees, and they get to 2/3.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like everybody's finding him guilty at this point. Who voted innocent? Was it literally Natalie the lone holdout?
Didn't Travis also?
No, Travis voted guilty.
He changed his mind. Yeah,
I think
don't know.
I think he changed his mind.
It's terrible. It was terrible. It was a terrible deliberation.
Yeah. Yeah, Akila changed her mind.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people changed their mind.
This did not go like 12 Angry Men.
No.
Where they started guilty and then turned innocent.
Right.
This is very sad.
It is what it is.
And I thought the episode from here was going to end with them just like killing Coach Ben. I was like, well,
the system is rigged.
Well,
for the rich.
For the rich. Lottie is.
Yeah. If Lottie was on trial, I guarantee you she would have been okay. Do you think they're going to kill him or at least try? We've been asked that in the live chat.
I think they're going to give him. I think his appeal is going to be was it in the promo? Because I did watch the promo for next week.
I don't watch the promos.
Okay, I think they're going to. I think. I said earlier, like outrun a bear. That's not what was in the promo, but I think they're going to give him. I think they're going to give him a chance where he has a shot at escaping.
Okay,
like he has a shot at. I think that's my chance. Okay, so but now Melissa is holding Shauna's hand. In this entire show,
after she said, "Do you feel that? That's what power feels like." And then Shauna transfers the power through the handhold. It was weird.
Shauna is so excited right now. After this,
full of power.
Her Melissa.
She's more evil than Evil Ty.
Yes.
She was convicted an innocent man.
And then Travis shows a photo of the 3 women standing over a body, which is also interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then Misty is looking at the
Misty's
letter.
back on Reddit. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
We're not there yet.
No, she's looking at the letter, and I don't know if she's seeing anything, but apparently not. We don't get a revelation. But yes, she goes on the Bureau of Citizen Detectives and then says, body found, info still coming in. Text from Walter says, I just heard about Lottie. Are you okay?
Where did he get the info? Is he all in that
It's
FBI
on the message board.
Too?
No, it's on the Citizen Detective. She clicks the sensitive content button,
yeah.
and there's a photo of Lottie Matthews' body in a pool of blood.
Beautiful dress. If I die, I want to die in a dress like that.
Okay, did you pick up on the fact that when we zoom out and the candles, this is the area from Lottie's vision in season 1?
No.
Yeah, it's go back and watch that dream sequence Lottie had when she was walking the steps.
Yeah.
So that was her vision, was of her death.
Her time was up.
Yes. And Lottie's dead, and Simone Castle has confirmed this in interviews. Lottie is dead.
she died in a great outfit.
That counts for something.
That's my dream.
That's your dream, is to die in a great outfit? I mean,
Yeah,
my
like,
dream
I
is to
wanna-
not die, but sure.
You're gonna die. It's the only thing you know is gonna happen to you for sure.
Are we positive about that?
Yes. Only thing guaranteed in life is death. So I would like to. I would like for it to happen in a great outfit.
The only thing guaranteed in life is death. You should work with children. Hey kids, I got a lesson for you today.
You're gonna die.
You're gonna die.
Listen, all I'm saying is shout out to her because the beautiful satin dress in the nude color. I wish I could have seen the shoes. The shoes will make or break that.
Okay.
But she looked incredible dead.
Yes.
Gorgeous, Lottie. Gorgeous.
Okay. So that was the vision
Right.
coming to fruition.
Yes.
Now here are the suspects. Was it
Yeah,
Van
Van?
with the shaky hand?
No, I can't. I refuse.
Okay. Was it Shauna, who was in New York City and was amped up thinking about she didn't become who she wanted to be? And was this all a contrast against her bloodlust for Ben, her anger with Lottie, and her killing Lottie for what happened with Callie?
But if they're in the search for good karma points, why would going to a city to kill someone? It's not gonna give her any good
That's
karma.
her cover. Jeff cares about karma. Shauna don't care about karma. Shauna was making
Shauna knows
tapioca.
she's screwed for life.
Yeah, Shauna was making tapioca and got locked in a freezer.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
Shauna
With
doesn't think-
her frozen best friend.
Yes, with her frozen. Shauna ain't reversing karma.
You're right.
Okay, so let me give you the outliers. Was it
Mhm.
Walter trying to create something to happen to drive Misty back to him?
Oh, I like that one.
Okay.
Who else?
Was it Callie, which I don't think makes sense. That's not.
What about Ty?
Was it Ty, who was mad that Lottie wouldn't talk to her earlier? Was it
maybe
other Ty?
Maybe Ty is mad that they didn't sacrifice, and she just needed to get a sacrifice in to keep Van alive.
Yes. Okay, let me give you another option.
Okay.
Why am I forgetting her name? From the
Who?
cult. From season 2. Remember?
Oh, the lady. Yes. I don't know.
I was
her
friends with Natalie. Why?
name. I don't know her name.
Hold on, I'm looking it up. No, the actress's name. Is it Lisa?
With the fish.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes. Lisa.
it was Lisa. Yeah.
Was it Lisa? Okay.
Why would
Because she's mad that Lottie like imploded the cult. The cult was her life. Like she's mad with
somebody
Lottie.
from the Purple People? Maybe they
And
were having
remember-
a Purple People reunion and it went wrong.
Okay, and remember this. Lottie was practicing an apology because she was
Right.
going to meet somebody.
It could be Lisa.
It could be Lisa. It could be Ty. I don't think it was Ty because
She wouldn't apologize to Ty. She was just being a smartass to her on the phone.
yeah, that's why I don't think it's Ty because Ty, well, unless she was going to meet someone else and then Ty intervened and murdered her.
Right. Okay.
We've got suspects here.
We do. This is a great lineup too. It's not Van. I refuse.
Okay. But yeah,
That's
who
how the
she-
episode ends with Lottie dead in a great outfit.
Was it Melissa? Was she going to meet up with Melissa?
Who's Melissa?
Melissa's the bathroom girl.
Okay. I just wanted you to say it.
It could be Melissa. It could be adult Melissa.
I think so.
Because adult Melissa's stalking Shauna. Who's to say she wasn't also?
Especially if she just all of a sudden shows up in the following episodes.
Mhm.
You know?
And I think
Listen.
she does. I think we get Hillary Swank next episode.
Oh my god, yes. I'm ready.
Who? Nah, I don't want to spoil anything.
Don't spoil anything. Don't
No,
be
about
like
about
social
no
media.
about another show. I don't want to spoil anything about another
Oh,
show.
okay. Okay.
But no, I think that this was a very effective ending that I did not see coming.
No, I did not either. I was shook. I was legitimately shook.
You were shook.
Yes. And I need the dress, so she doesn't need it anymore. I'll take it. Glenn, before we do anything else, we have 2 super chats.
Yes,
Okay,
please
because
read
we
them.
are recording this live on YouTube.
We are.
And we have Brandy. Brandy's an OG. Brandy's been watching and listening to us for a long time. She donated and she said, just wanted to say you guys do the best recap, and I always look forward to them. Today sucked, but you guys got me smiling and laughing. Appreciate you. We appreciate you, Brandy.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you
I'm
for coming
glad we're
on.
able to cheer you up with our conspiracies. And we have Sheldon Jackson says, if you could use 3 words to convince someone to watch this show, what would those 3 words be? Psychotic.
I'm gonna say soccer camp madness.
Soccer camp madness. That's really good. Murder mystery madness. Oh, triple M. I didn't even plan that.
There you go.
Thank you guys, by the way.
And karma is interesting also, because you could argue that maybe things with Melissa are going to speak to karma. And remember what Jackie said to Shauna, not only are you guilty for what you did there, but what you've done since you got back.
Yes.
So there are many options here. There was one other suspect that we didn't mention, though, who could have killed Lottie Matthews.
Who?
Allie. Because she was really upset.
God, Glenn, you gotta let it go.
That even though, they have a trauma bond and she wasn't invited into the cult.
You gotta let it go. It was not Ali. You just want Ali to come back.
I want to, if you were to look at, they call it in the world of professional wrestling, they call it maximizing your minutes. Yes. And God damn it, Allie maximized her minutes.
She did.
Every second she was on screen was
She's the Chelsea Green of Yellowjackets.
She is. This was a great episode. I know. Okay, so season 3 launched to the biggest numbers yet so far for Yellowjackets in the debut window. I feel like we're in a bit of return to form this season after season 2 was a little trying to be all things to all people and all over the place. And I feel like the fact that in episode 4 they hit us with this, we are rocking. This is going very well.
I love it. It did bring me. This season has made me feel like the first season made me feel.
Yeah, it's great.
I get so hyped to get on here and talk to you about it every time after I watch an episode. And I love having that feeling.
Absolutely. So small programming though, next weekend, got a little travel coming up. So we might have to do our recording.
Okay.
A little late on the episode.
Okay.
Coming up.
Okay. Just want to say we did it late last week
late.
because of you, and now we're gonna do it later.
I know. Do you want to do it Thursday night on an airplane? I'll be on an airplane. I'll just
I don't.
I'll get out my AirPods and we'll
have
do this
safe travels.
We'll do
That's
this from
okay, because it actually
flight.
gives me time to give it 2 watches, and I last time we did it a day later. I watched it twice, and I'm able to catch on more things. So I like it that way too.
You know what's interesting about the way people consume our episodes, though, is that not everybody is a Thursday night, 12:01 a.m. Friday morning person. Sunday is actually when the downloads pick up on our episodes.
Yes, same with the views on YouTube for those who watch us on video form.
Yeah, it's interesting how people consume it. But okay, Issa said NYC Demon Diva. That's Diva with a 1. I'm at Glenn Rubenstein. We're Yellowjackets Buzz on Instagram, Yellowjackets BZ on Twitter. Everybody, have a great weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in. Rest in peace, Lottie Matthews. You're
Die
a real one.
In a beautiful outfit.
Yes. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here next week on Yellowjackets Buzz. Take care.
Bye.